Hi, my name is Heidi Hill, and this is a healthcare reform interview. My interviewee was Mr. Charles Brister. He is a branch director with Encompass Health Hospice. The first question I had for Mr. Brister was, how does your company view patient treatment considering healthcare reform continues to change and adapt? Mr. Brister's response was, our company believes in treating the whole patient, not just the illness. Our staff treats every patient with respect, compassion, and dignity. Each patient should feel like they are our only patient while we are with them. Every patient has a different story, a different background, and different circumstances than other patients. Knowing their information helps us understand how to communicate and cater education specifically for their situation and health status. According to an article I researched by Fiscella, quote, with effective implementation, improved alignment of resources with patient needs, and most importantly, revitalization of primary care, these reforms could measurably improve equity, end quote. It is our job as healthcare professionals to provide the best care possible for all of our patients. With reform continuing to happen and evolve, we hope to have greater access to those in need of our care. My next question to Mr. Brister was, what training do you provide for your employees so they treat all patients with utmost care? His response was, we provide specialized training for all staff upon hire, as well as continuing education. Training includes cultural sensitivity, role-playing scenarios, educational videos, and monthly education and testing to be sure that staff is up to date on common and specialized issues they may encounter while providing patient care. Hospice is a specialized field, so we ensure staff are not only trained in patient care, but also in family care and interaction. We make sure that staff are comfortable and confident when giving care to patients and their families. With healthcare reform, we have the possibility of providing care to a wider range of patients and possibly in more settings, so patients can remain in the home if that is their wish. Along with healthcare evolving, we do have a greater need for trained staff. In an article used for this presentation by Potter, it was noted that the U.S. does have significant gaps in care, and this became painfully apparent in the COVID pandemic times. Creating a greater pool of nurses, aides, and other resources is important so that you can have adequate staffing and provide appropriate care to those who are in your care. My third question to Mr. Brister was, what education do you provide to families with so many different backgrounds on how your services can help their loved one get the maximum benefit of healthcare reforms? His reply was, when we meet with families to discuss their options, we educate them on the many different services we can provide for their loved ones. As healthcare reform expands, we can offer more services covered by insurance as well as service larger areas. Many of the patients in our office are in rural areas. This is good because it means people can age in place and not necessarily have to be placed in long-term care facilities. However, even if long-term care facility services are needed, we are still able to provide personalized care for those patients, no matter where they live. The final article I'm referencing in this presentation is by Buerhaus, and it speaks to how important nurses are to healthcare reform. Not only do nurses provide hands-on patient care, they are on the front lines, so much of their input is important for continuing healthcare reform going in the right direction, because they know what will work for patients that would improve patient clinical experiences, as well as tasks that happen on the administrative side. In conclusion, healthcare reform is still evolving. It's been moving and changing for years and will continue to do so, and it will include more things for patients as time goes on. It will never be a completed task, as we constantly find more health conditions and more people that would benefit from healthcare. Our goal should be to help it along as best we can in the name of the Lord. Freed and Fotler from our textbook point out that employment law has been evolving since the 1930s. And just as this area is expanding and changing, so is the area of healthcare reform. Both areas will continue to change as the needs of patients and employees in the healthcare world change over time. Romans 12:10 states, "Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves." No matter what happens with healthcare reform or what changes come along, we should always be focusing on doing the right thing for our patients and their families. Thank you for watching. God bless.